Today, I want to share a structured approach and a framework to help identify your target market, one that goes beyond broad assumptions and enables you to more accurately forecast enrollment numbers, engagement levels, and ultimately form a realistic view of the performance potential of your course. When developing a professional education short course, it's very tempting to cast a wide net. The allure of a vast total addressable market is a hard thought to suppress. For example, this leadership course is for anyone in management. However, often we observe the most successful courses are those that address specific problems, importantly for a very specific audience. So instead of thinking broadly about categories like leadership or digital skills, can we possibly dig deeper to find some specific niches in the market with unmet needs that we could service? Ask yourself this: which specific industries or sectors would benefit most from this course? What distinctive problems does your course solve that aren't being addressed or adequately or even possibly at all by the current marketplace offerings? The more precisely you can define your target market, the higher the likelihood that you can more effectively design and market your course to meet those specific needs. Now you have identified your niche, you need to assess whether it's large enough to actually make the course viable. That doesn't mean immediately reverting back to the broadest possible audience. Rather, it means looking at your specific market from multiple angles. Start with the total number of professionals in relevant roles. Then, narrow it down to those actively seeking development. Consider who has both the means and motivation to participate, but also those with strong management support for this development area. This is crucial. Courses can often fail to realize their forecast because they target professionals from organizations where leaders don't prioritize or fund this type of development. Finally, seeking out underserved segments where competition is less intense and management backing is more likely and readily available is the ultimate goal. This layered approach helps avoid the common trap of overestimating your addressable market. Of course, this analysis can only be as good as your data. So where can you find reliable information about your target market? Industry reports and employment data provide valuable quantitative insights. Professional associations often publish trends and needs within the context of a specific sector. LinkedIn can help you understand the volume and distribution of professionals in relevant roles. But don't underestimate the value of direct conversation. Exploratory interviews with potential organizational buyers can help validate your assumptions and uncover unmet needs that you might have missed in your initial analysis. Effective market analysis looks at both immediate needs but also emerging trends. What's driving demand in your target sector? Is it regulatory change, technological advancements, shifts in consumer behavior, or evolving best practice? Understanding these drivers helps you position your course not just for today's market opportunity, but importantly for where it's heading. Finally, remember that a successful course development embraces a targeted focus over trying to appeal to everyone. It's better to deeply satisfy a specific niche than to partially satisfy a broad audience. When you better understand your target market, their specific challenges, motivations, and aspirations, you can create courses that truly resonate and deliver measurable value. So before you dive headfirst into content development for your next course, take a step back to identify and validate your target market. Map out specific industries and organizations that would benefit most. Assess the true size of your addressable market. Gather reliable data from multiple sources and understand both the current needs but also the emerging trends. This structured approach will greatly increase your probability of developing courses that not only attract participants, but deliver meaningful impact, turning customers into repeat customers and advocates.